All right, let's roll sound.
Sound speed.
Roll camera.
Camera speed.
Okay, quiet on the set.
Action.
Welcome to the 2025 San Diego Film Awards.
Quiet on the set.
Tonight we take you on a journey into the magical world of filmmaking.
We're here to honor an industry built on order, discipline, and complete emotional stability.
Quiet all set! Ooh, awkward. Shh. Someone didn't tell them that we're the main characters.
We're here to celebrate the magic makers, the ones who turn long days and low budgets into something unforgettable on screen.
Also known as the crew, or as they call themselves,
Survivors.
Hi!
From development to pre-production, production, post, and distribution. Tonight, we celebrate the people who help carry a film through every phase, the ones behind the scenes.
And maybe keep an eye for the exits. Yeah. Feels about right.
Let the celebration begin.
Brace yourselves. It only gets weirder from here.
It was just another night in the Waters home. An Italian casserole was in the oven, as usual. The Waters family had no idea that on this night, things were about to take a dark turn. Because on this night, dinner was watching them.
June 29th, 1973. That's a day I'll never forget. I was just a typical little kid till I heard it. I followed the screams till I found them. My parents being eaten to death by tomatoes.
That's great. So tell us, exactly how did it feel watching your parents be devoured by tomatoes?
Not too good.
Yeah, but, okay, what did it look like after the tomato mutilation?
Kind of a person that even asked a question.
I hear this trauma left you with an aversion to a certain condiment. Is that true?
Nah, nothing phases me. Spent the last 50 years training for...
Roll the next segment. Roll it.
Every movie starts with a spark, a what if, a dream, or maybe even a weird conversation at 2 a.m.
I got it. What if a dinosaur comes down from the sky? Ah! I love it!
That's development. Writers shape the story.
The producers find the money, and everyone pretends that the script won't change 47 more times. What do you mean, another rewrite?
This phase is where vision meets feasibility.
Or fantasy.
Either way, no script, no movie.
As the director of the KPBS Explore Local Content Project, I meet so many enthusiastic filmmakers who come with big ideas for documentaries and programs about San Diego's history, culture, and community. We agree to work together, and their project kicks off, fueled with idealism. The time and resources to accomplish their goal feels endless. We discuss production plans and delivery deadlines. They use words like,
It's easy, no problem.
as the project moves forward and deadlines start to loom, reality starts to set in.
Wait, raising money is really hard and this deadline is freaking me out. Our plan is completely shot. This is a problem.
Things start to unravel, and for many reasons, producers often have to come to terms with compromise to realize their vision. When I think about this experience, one producer in particular comes to mind. For the last few years, around June, she shows up at KPBS, hard drive in hand, to deliver a show. Frazzled and exhausted at the final hour of her delivery deadline, rattling off the myriad of production and resource issues that in the beginning were
No problem.
Thankfully, idealism gives way to passion and persistence. And that show, this show, the San Diego Film Awards, has now aired on KPBS for 7 years and received 7 Emmy nominations. The one thing this has taught me over the years, perfection is the enemy of done. And now, the nominees for the Spirit of San Diego Award.
Barrio by Sydney Villa Films. James Needs You, produced by You Don't Know Jack Films and Blueprint Productions.
Was that a sign? Well, I'm not giving up on you that easy.
Playing Hooky, produced by Spare Pictures and Hayden Goldman Production.
And the winner is Barrio, directed by Sydney Villa.
Thank you so much for this award. I'm so honored. I was born and raised in San Diego. I went to San Diego State University, and I'm proud to call this city my home. It not only shaped me as a person, but also as a filmmaker. I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, my cast crew, and everyone who made this project possible. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Making a film is one of the hardest but most rewarding experiences of my life. I've spent most of my career producing narrative films, but there came a point where I wanted to explore my Middle Eastern culture, so I set out to make a documentary about Iraqi refugees in San Diego. I never thought I would make a documentary, but I had this idea, so I applied for a Creative Catalyst grant from the San Diego Foundation, and I ended up getting it. This was the moment of truth. I realized that I actually have to make this documentary, or I could always give the money back. And I didn't want to do that, so I made the documentary. Making American Baghdad was a profound experience. I learned so much about a subject that I really care about, and it brought me closer to my community and cultural heritage. It also got into AFI Docs and Palm Springs Shorts Fest, and later was co-released by The Atlantic, a pretty successful run for a first-time documentarian. The advice I have is to take the leap and go make your movie. You never know how valuable the experience will be and what doors it may open. And now, the nominees for Best Short Documentary.
Fierro by Verisimilitude and Mobius Films.
Every time that round goes off, everybody's has a different.
Al Brighter, All My Brothers, directed by Ruth and John Weber. Roll Up for Equity, directed by Ja Balbuena, Megan McCall, and Terry Best. Death Valley, Land of Extremes by Palomar College Television.
Own ecosystems.
Rebound by Stephen Jake Productions.
I mean, there's so many challenges. I don't know where to start.
And the winner is Fierro by Verisimilitude and Mobius Films.
Hey everybody, Edward Tyndall here, director of the film Fierro. We are so grateful that the film has received this award. Rich Fierro is a native of San Diego, so we can't think of a more perfect place for the film to receive an honor like this. And we're really grateful to all of you in the audience and also the San Diego Film Awards for giving this film attention. Without organizations like this, films like this really would have a hard time reaching audiences. So thank you so much. This is a huge honor for us, for everyone who worked on the film, and we're very, very grateful. Have a great night.
I was doing a morning radio show in the 90s. I got a call from a screenwriter who wanted me to read a script he wrote about morning radio. I said, send it over. He faxed it, because that's what you did in the 90s, you faxed things. 100 pages, jokes that didn't work, cliche scenes, nothing like how a radio station works. And over the years, I'd meet people like firefighters that didn't like things in Ron Howard's Backdraft, or police officers that didn't like cop films because they had unrealistic things. When I was a writer for the San Diego Reader, every story I turned in had a proofreader and 2 editors scrutinizing it. And it made me realize screenwriters have it a lot worse. They've got everybody scrutinizing their screenplays, even their friends, throwing in their 2 cents.
Popcorn. Got some?
Now the nominees for Best Original Screenplay.
Anthony Parisi for Ambush at St. Mary's.
But the wicked shall never escape the judgment of the Lord.
David Bobrow for Emerald City.
We went back home. My parents were gone.
Tobin Carter for Real Mother.
Somehow maybe I'm not worth keeping.
Nepal Arslan and John Bradshaw for The Second Sunday of May.
Each day of unconditional love produces a single note.
The winner is David Bobrow for Emerald City.
Thank you so much to the San Diego Film Consortium, and thanks to all the teachers and mentors in San Diego who have helped me learn about writing and filmmaking.
The future of film is female. I say this because for over 20 years, I've been lucky enough to have jobs teaching filmmaking classes to middle school, high school, and college students. For the first 15 of those years, the vast majority of students in my classes were young men. But all of that has changed. In 2019, I arrived at my regular producing class at San Diego City College, and over half the students were women. I immediately called attention to it and dragged all of those students out of the classroom to pose for a group picture. This was historic in my career as an educator, and it's been the norm ever since. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Women are starting to take center stage in an industry that has historically kept them out or relegated them to specific roles. Young women now make up at least half of my roster. They come to class with aspirations to be directors, writers, producers, editors, cinematographers. The winner of this year's Sue Vickery Women in Film Award exemplifies this moment.
Congratulations to Whitney Wegman Wood.
I just want to thank San Diego Film Consortium for acknowledging my creative contributions to our community. It's deeply appreciated. I also want to thank the many female creatives in this community who have shared their ideas, advice, mentorship, and friendship with me. Ladies, thank you for all that you do. Let's keep telling our stories and kick it.
State your name and why you are here.
I'm Melanie, and this is Genesis.
We wrote a book on the tomato truther movement. And now we're convinced that the 1978 film was actually
based on real-life events.
Sure. But why do you believe that?
Well, in 1973, the U.S. government contacted this man, Professor Gangrene, to create an unassuming biological warfare weapon. Tomatoes.
Blah, blah, blah. Tell us about the killings.
Well, there were a lot of them.
Oh, tell me more.
Well, in 1978, a group of young filmmakers filmed all the tomato killings, but then the government got a hold of the footage. Now, most of the footage is real, but the government forced them to turn it into a comedy, horror, musical, whatever, so no one can decipher the truth.
The truth?
That the U.S. government created the ultimate killing machine, tomatoes.
But we can always depend on the U.S. Army to save us.
Once you've got a script, it's time for pre-production.
Pre-production. That's just Hollywood speak for organized chaos.
Budgeting, location scouting, storyboarding, and casting.
Nope. 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 I guess he could work.
Basically, planning everything on a film shoot before anyone ever yells, action.
It's like packing for a road trip, but with 50 people, 12 trucks, and a fog machine.
I began my career in Los Angeles as an art director. And a project that I worked on that I thought was interesting was in Pennsylvania. And it was to build a forest on a large factory building. So I needed to find birch trees, which weren't easy to find. I finally did. There was a tree farm that had some. They were going to be cutting them down eventually anyway. So I hiked with the farmer up on top of this mountain to find them, and then we marked them all, and he was going to cut them down, a couple of days before the production started. And it seemed like it was all set and ready to go. And then it snowed, and it snowed a lot. And the problem there was that now they couldn't get up there to get them anymore. So the problem came, how do we get them down? And I was fortunate enough that it was in Pennsylvania that I was able to get some Amish people to go up and cut them and then also haul them down with teams of horses. And that's how we got the trees down the side of the mountain. The lesson here is that you can't always see the forest through the trees. And now, the nominations for Best Production Design.
Anthony Parisi for Ambush at St. Mary's.
I don't know, Wesley.
Tin Monteverde for The Second Sunday of May. Charlie Queen and Corey Frehenbacher for Troubleshooting. Mateen Morrison for Patient Ready. Valentina Alonso for Ranch.
And the winner is Tin Monteverde for The Second Sunday of May. No production design really works without great costumes. And now the nominations for Best Costume Design.
Anthony Parisi for Ambush at St. Mary's.
Sorry.
Maeve McLaughlin for The Second Sunday of May.
Sure.
Please take some.
Oh, no, I can't take your...
Elizabeth Connolly and Shane Mitchell for Rolling for Riz.
Stands before you, a staff in his hand as he...
And the winner is Maeve McLaughlin for Second Sunday of May.
Thank you so much. Designing for this film was a blast, and I'm really proud of how it all came together. Huge thanks to Nepal, our amazing director, and Booklight Films for producing this film. This really means a lot. Thank you.
There's something truly special about first-time filmmakers. For most of us, it starts with a dream, something seemingly intangible. Last year, I had the honor of working with a small group of first-time filmmakers on a short film called The Other Side. It was shot in our sister city, Tijuana, Mexico, made by just 3 students, shot in just 2 days with virtually 0 budget. And yet, this humble film about an ice cream man has gone on to win multiple awards and screen at festivals. And so tonight, we celebrate the courage and tenacity of those who dare to step behind the camera for the first time. And now, it's my pleasure to announce the nominees for Best First-Time Filmmaker.
Mateen Morrison for Patient Ready. Tobin Carter for Real Mother. Evan Kralovic for Ryan and James Take a Wrong Turn.
With cars, so he'll help you out, and meanwhile, maybe...
And the winner is Tobin Carter for Real Mother.
I'm so honored to accept the award for Best First-Time Filmmaker. As an adoptee myself, Real Mother was an incredibly personal project to me, and there was a minute there where I thought I needed to hand the project off to a more seasoned filmmaker. However, as the time came, I realized that it was because this project was so personal to me that I needed to be the one to helm it. I want to thank everyone on the cast and crew for agreeing to take this leap of faith with me. Not only did you help me grow and learn as a creative, but also as a person. This win is for all of us. Thank you.
Actors are not in this industry just to aspire to be something, but instead to build something real. Talent is the foundation, but branding is the spotlight. As an actor's brand strategist, I see the hard work that is put into that process. It can be really daunting for an actor because they have to go through self-discovery. They have to be vulnerable, and that's scary. But it's through the self-discovery that they are able to find out who they are and how they want to show up. And to you actors out there, my advice is to not allow the industry to define you, but show it who you are. And now the nominee for the best performance in a supporting role in a short film.
Lizette Miranda for Barrio.
Have I not sacrificed enough to give us a happy life?
Andy Eldon for Barrio.
I guess I don't have time like that lately.
Here, listen.
Lisa Winans for Real Mother.
Of course, yeah. For a second there, I'm sorry, it sounds silly, like I thought you were talking about me.
And the winner is Lizette Miranda.
I am truly grateful for how wonderful this film resonated with everyone and what it means for Latino representation in film and what it means for other creatives who have yet to tell their story. Much love to the cast and crew.
Tomatoes? That's the dumbest thing I've heard in my 37 years in the United States Army. And that lousy movie? Insulting.
Well, I thought it was pretty good. What was your biggest issue with it?
My issue? They had Army soldiers singing and dancing. We do not sing. We do not dance. We are the U.S. Army, not the Radio City Rockettes. Just thinking about that lousy musical number makes my blood boil. We do not sing. We do not dance. We do not sing. We do not dance. We do not sing. We do not dance.
Attack of the killer tomatoes! Attack of the killer tomatoes! They'll beat you, bash you, squish you, mash you, chew you up for brunch, and finish you off for dinner or lunch. They're marching down the hall.
This is exactly how the Roman Empire fell.
Killer tomatoes makes about as much sense as a dancing army platoon. They don't exist, and if they did, rest assured, we'd have the best and brightest watching over them in the secret military base at 31st and University. You know, the one 470 feet from Ralph's, where the secret passcode is Pretty Princess Pink Unicorn.
Lights, camera, coffee! Lots of coffee.
This is production, where all the planning turns to reality. Every shot is carefully lit, framed, and performed. The crew executes the details. The cast bring the story to life. And the director,
You're in my chair,
guides the vision.
When I first started out as a camera operator, I was doing camera crane work for big live charity events. I flew to England for a show, and when the equipment rental owner saw me, he said,
"You're the jib operator?"
And then he said,
"I'm going to need you to audition."
So I stepped up, I swung the crane around, and I did some moves with the camera.
That'll do. You can work.
And we worked 3 events that week. And at the end, he came up to me and he said,
"I'm sorry, I've just never seen a female jib operator before here in the UK. But you're the first, so good job."
And from that, I just learned that people may judge you based on what you look like, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad. They've maybe just never seen someone that looks like you doing what you do. So work hard, be excellent, and let your attitude and your work speak louder than appearances or bias. Be undeniable, and in doing so, you pave the way for others. The winners of this year's Diversity in Film Award is Benito Bautista and Emma Francisco Bautista.
We are deeply honored and humbled and inspired and grateful for this Diversity in Film Award. And we thank you, San Diego Film Awards and the San Diego Film Consortium.
Diversity in filmmaking broadens our understanding of the world beyond our own. We'd like to dedicate this recognition to those who continue to advocate and amplify diverse voices in film and the arts, as well as to our diverse creative collaborators from around the world. Thank you, San Diego Film Awards.
Cinematography is the craft of camera and lighting. But for those of us behind the lens, it's also a way of seeing the world. I do what it takes to capture the image in my mind's eye and to bring the director's vision to life. The nominees tonight represent that very spirit, that vision, that grit. Because no matter what, successful cinematographers always get the shot. And here are the nominees for Best Cinematography.
Matthew Hayward for Emerald City. Philip Arroyo Long for Patient Ready. William Helmuth for Ambush at St. Mary's.
Wesley.
Fernando Bojorquez, Con 2 for Dreamer.
And the winner is William Helmuth for Ambush at St. Mary's.
Thank you so much for this award. It is truly an honor to be recognized in this way. It's always so incredible when you get to create a meaningful work of art like this with a fellow artist who you know and trust, like Anthony. And I would just say to anybody out there wondering how to make art, it always starts with your friends and the people you know.
Being the lead actor in a film is like being handed the keys to a really fast, really expensive car and praying you don't crash it on day one. It's thrilling, a little terrifying, and truly humbling. And for me, it's also personal. Every time I've considered walking away from this crazy, fickle business because of the silence, the rejection, the long stretches of nothing, God has dramatically closed the doors that would have taken me elsewhere and flung open the ones leading to amazing, unexpected opportunities. That's not luck, that's divine timing. It is hard work being the lead actor of a film, or as we say in Hollywood, number one on the call sheet. Big man. But it is also fantastic. I am grateful to every castmate, every crew member, and to the storytellers who trusted me to help bring their vision to life. And I'm sure the recipients of the following awards feel this way too. Here are the nominees for the Best Leading Actor in a Short Film.
Alan Vasquez for Emerald City.
Just because you have nowhere else to go.
Havan Baraka for Emerald City.
Guys like me.
Jeremy Hoffman for Ambush at St. Mary's. Case Walker for Real Mother.
Find a part of myself, like I
JC San Marti for Barrio.
I don't want to end up like that.
Philip Andre Battelle for Linda Friend.
What it does do is it gives you like this.
And the winner is Jeremy Hoffman for Ambush at St. Mary's.
Wow, what an honor. Thank you. San Diego Film Awards. I want to thank the other actors that I worked with. Luke Barnett, Kate Hackett, and Richard Reilly. I want to thank William Helmuth, the cinematographer. He's fantastic. And I want to thank Anthony Parisi, the writer and director of the film. Couldn't have done it without him. Thank you for this honor.
And now the nominees for the Best Leading Actress in a Short Film.
Kate Hackett for Ambush at St. Mary's.
It's so hard to honor my marriage.
Valeria Sweet for Linda Friend.
Are you disgusted by me?
No.
Because the buddy's brand new. They don't commission used models.
Julia June for Bobby Should Leave.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I thought you were gone and I thought Bobby was here.
Kate Nguyen for You Plus Me Will Always Be Back Then.
But you make me nervous.
And the winner is Kate Hackett for Ambush at St. Mary's.
Thank you so much to the San Diego Film Awards for giving me this incredible honor. And of course, goes without saying, thank you to Anthony Parisi, who is our incredible director, writer, editor, everythinger. He created me a beautiful character to sink my teeth into, and I am so grateful. Thank you as well to my friends and my fans and my, most of all, family. I would not be doing this if it weren't for them, so thank you.
So when I'm not fighting fruits or keeping the peace, I'm fighting on behalf of SAG-AFTRA actors here in San Diego. I'd like to give a great shout out to Jody Silly and San Diego Film Consortium for putting on the San Diego Film Awards and providing so many wonderful opportunities for our San Diego film community.
Hello, Duke DeVille here, nosy journalist looking for the super secret entrance to the military base. Hello? Nobody there. Foiled, but not deterred. What the?
Whoa, pretty princess pink unicorn.
Password checks out.
I guess he's cleared. What are you guys, a couple of Duck Dynasty rejects? Well, till last month.
Now we're top secret independent contractors here to make sure nothing escapes this building.
Yeah, with all them cuts that douche program's been making.
Don't you mean the Doge program?
Tomato, tomato.
Fair enough.
Anyway, they fired all the people in charge of preventing the end of the world.
Yep. And then they hired a couple of unemployed actors because that's all they could afford to take their place.
But don't you worry.
We got this covered, don't we?
That's right. What was that? Probably Professor Gangrene.
Ooh, read 'em and weep, Randor.
No! They escape!
After the cameras stop rolling, we're transported to post-production, where everything comes together smoothly. We start with editing.
Cut here. Trim there. Move this and then delete that. What were we even thinking in this scene? Move over. Do it.
Then, sound mixing.
Where we make sure the sound is perfectly synced. Where we make sure the sound is perfectly synced.
Post-production has many elements, like visual effects, graphics, and titles. And finally, color. But most importantly, this is the phase of filmmaking where pacing, tone, and emotion are built. Every decision helps sharpen the story until it's ready for the screen.
People often ask, how long does it take to edit a film? Longer than you think. You cut it, tweak it, fix it. Then when it's almost done, the director says,
I just have a small list of changes for the final picture lock edit.
Weeks turn into months, days become nights, seasons change. You forget what sunlight even looks like. So how's the editing coming? She's close. Now here are the nominees for Best Editing.
Connor James Mangold and Kareem Abdullaban for Ranch. Anthony Parisi for Ambush at St. Mary's.
This carpet.
One time I was up at the Santa Barbara Mission.
Melissa Lawrence for Emerald City.
And the winner is Connor James Mangold and Kareem Abdullaban for Ranch.
Thank you to the San Diego Film Awards for this honor. This truly means the world to us. I want to begin by thanking my incredible wife, Taylor. Balancing this project with 3 young kids and 2 demanding jobs was not easy, but your love and support were what kept me grounded throughout.
I'd love to give an equally huge shout out to our crew, because without our crew, we wouldn't have been able to have this amazing footage to tell this super unique, relatable story off of.
Ranch is one of the most fulfilling film projects I've worked on, and it's because I was part of the creative process from the beginning through post.
To the San Diego Indian film community, thank you so much for your support.
The clock says 3 a.m. The laptop is connected to a TV with waveforms across the screen. And all of this is sitting on the kitchen table of an Airbnb. The flow with the music is perfect. It intertwines with the dialogue, and it might just be Oscar-worthy. We're just hours away from the second investor screening, and I'm sitting with the director, and he loves it.
I love it.
And then I hear,
But can we make a small change? I want to switch up the music.
Then I look down on my phone, dreading that message I have to send. Honey, sorry. And you know the rest. So now it's down to the wire, waiting for that render, and I get a message from the director.
Hey, you know what? You were right. That previous version with the original score was much better. Go ahead and switch them back. That won't be a problem, right?
Sure. It's all a part of the process. And the nominees for Best Musical Score:
Dylan Love and Catherine Nguyen for Emerald City. Brian Lemos for Ambush at St. Mary's.
Wesley, now!
Jackie Anderson for The Second Sunday of May.
And the winner is Brian Lemos for Ambush at St. Mary's.
Well, thank you so much, San Diego, for this recognition. It was an absolute privilege to be able to work on this particular project, and an absolute joy to once again work alongside longtime collaborator Anthony Parisi, whose films continue to challenge me and offer me a whole lot of room for fun. I'd like to thank my family for their continued love and support in all my crazy endeavors. Thank you so much.
When done masterfully, we are lost in the experience when watching a film. Great sound design helps us to feel the visuals and many times is overlooked. It comes at the end of our workflows when we're short on time and money. But these artists have mastered the craft. And here are the nominees for Best Sound Design.
Stephen Hartwell for Ambush at St. Mary's.
It would be at least $300 to get back south.
Zach Daniel Porter and Dylan Strikewerda for When It Whispers, the Prologue. Philip Arroyo Long and Mateen Morrison for Patient Ready.
And the winner is Philip Arroyo Long and Mateen Morrison for Patient Ready.
My name's Philip. I'm one of the sound designers on Patient Ready, and I'm so excited to accept this award for Best Sound Design. I want to take a second to thank our production sound mixer, Ben Hilton. Did a great job getting us to the point where we could be so creative and build the soundscape for this project. So thank you everyone, to the cast and crew and to the San Diego Film Awards.
As teachers and mentors, our responsibility is to share our experiences, our successes, and our failures. In my humble opinion, the best students aren't the ones who know the most, but the ones who refuse to stop chasing their dreams. And now it's my pleasure to announce the nominees for Best Student Filmmaker.
Snow Angel by San Diego State University. I'll Take the Bear by San Diego State University.
It would not be fair to destroy the bear's life.
The Perfect Family by San Diego State University. Outlast by San Diego State University. Ephemeral by San Diego State University.
Do you ever think about moving back?
Forever My Boy, directed by Stephen Shao.
So we can continue to see each other.
And the winner is I'll Take the Bear, San Diego State University.
Hi, my name is Rachel Franklin. Thank you so much for the recognition of I'll Take the Bear as the best student film. Thank you to every single one of my teammates, to family, friends, and anyone that sponsored our film. This was a labor of love from San Diego friends and colleagues that wanted to raise awareness for sexual assault and for the lack of support of victims and survivors in the justice system. Thank you.
After nearly 10 years of making documentaries, I made my first narrative short film in 2011. I was taking a class at San Diego City College, and a few of the students came up to me and said, "You're way more experienced than the rest of us, so will you direct our zombie film?" Let me think about that for a second. Yes. Bucket list? Check. Time flew by as we polished the script and brought Point of Infection to life. We shot for 4 12-hour days at a ranch in Santee, a ranch where actual dead bodies had been recently found, and more dead bodies were found a few weeks later.
We begin with breaking news out of Santee, where an investigation is underway into the discovery of what authorities say appear to be human remains.
It was so exciting. We had heated discussions about the best way to splatter fake blood across a white t-shirt. We had zombie extras in full makeup and wardrobe who sat and waited hours and hours and hours for us to get ready for their shot. Was it a good movie? No. Did it make any money? Heck no. Can you watch it on Netflix? Never. But it was one of the most important experiences of my life. It was the point of infection for a massive shift in my career. In those 4 days, I built lifelong relationships, amazing memories, and ultimately, I found a passion that still burns bright in me to this day. That's why I'm so proud to be here to announce the nominees for Best Narrative Short Film.
Ambush at St. Mary's, produced by Anthony and Sarah Parisi.
North, south, and this.
Emerald City by Secreto Films and Invisibility Productions.
I'm Sasha.
I'm Paul.
Barrio by Sydney Villa Films.
Get the other hand.
Lend a Friend by Mistaken Identity Motion Arts.
Required, and honestly, I'm not going to need the allotted time.
Real Mother by Simi Productions.
So I've actually been working on a new startup project recently.
The Second Sunday of May by Booklight Films and Nepal Arslan Films.
And the winner is Ambush at St. Mary's, directed by Anthony Parisi.
Thank you so much to the San Diego Film Awards and the Film Consortium. I want to thank our cast, Jeremy Hoffman, Kate Hackett, Luke Barnett, and Richard Reilly. Such a privilege to work with them. Our cinematographer, William Helmuth, and everything his camera team did to make this film look incredible. Also want to thank my wife and fellow producer, Sarah Parisi, and her tireless support of me and of this film. We made this in a challenging time in our life when we had young kids, and it's no small feat to pull off these productions. I'm so grateful to her for making this film happen, and yeah, let's go make some more films in San Diego.
It's the end of the world, or at least the end of San Diego, because killer tomatoes have descended upon the city. Ooh, let's go check on this crying woman. Excuse me, ma'am, why are you crying? Is your husband missing? Was he eaten by tomatoes? Will you marry again? What dating app are you considering using? You better not swipe right on the dude, because if you do, you'll regret it for the rest.
Swipe right. Excuse me, the tomatoes just ate my husband. Not my standards.
Well, luckily for Duke DeVille and the Deathline crew, the tomatoes will never harm us, because they need Deathline to tell their story. Not so tough after all.
After all the work, from script to screen, it's time for distribution. This is where your stories find their audience. Whether it's through a major release or a local screening, the goal is the same: connection. But movies weren't made to sit on hard drives. They're made to be seen.
Exactly. Move it, pal! You're blocking the view!
To me, supporting roles in a movie are just as important as the lead roles. I remember over 15 years ago watching the drama Doubt and being more impressed with Viola Davis's mere 2 scenes in the movie, and that's a film that had Meryl Streep and Philip Seymour Hoffman. She ended up getting an Oscar nomination, as well as my Critics' Choice Association giving her a nomination. And now the nominees for Best Supporting Role in a Feature Film.
Carl Backus for Daydreamer.
And what you really did that night was kill my name.
Kristen Erickson for Adjunct.
Just care about how many likes they get on Instagram.
Marc Show for God is Good.
Shouldn't do that.
Jackie Gendrell for I Break for Caterpillars.
Well, you know what? Thank you. But if I wanted a psychoanalysis, I will find someone who's not a pathological liar.
I tried.
Brooke Baumgart for Bloody Anniversary.
Oh, my baby, my poor baby.
And the winner is Jackie Gendrell for I Break for Caterpillars.
I just want to say thank you to San Diego Film Awards for this win. I'm truly honored to be recognized for my role in I Break for Caterpillars. Very surprised, to say the least. Sincere thanks to Ken Green, the director, my co-star Ryan Mason, couldn't have done this without you, and our dedicated microcasting crew for their hard work, patience, and juggling multiple roles. It was a unique experience filming this project, and as a new mum, I'm incredibly grateful for this moment.
And now the nominees for Best Performance of Leading Role in a Feature Film.
Ian Tripp for Daydreamer.
Because of you,
and you can't even say anything. What is wrong with...
Ron Nader for Adjunct.
People like me, I'm in a vulnerable position.
Marina Savoy for God is Good.
If an abusive husband is my cross to bear, I will bear it.
Ryan Masson for I Break for Caterpillars.
A bee stings your finger, it swells up, the ring cuts off the circulation, they'll cut it off.
What, the ring or the finger?
The finger.
Kelly Saunders for Bloody Anniversary.
You what?
I killed him.
And the winner is Marina Savoy for God is Good.
I am so humbled and honored. Thank you so much. First and foremost, I want to thank God. Only through His grace, this is made possible. To my producer, Margaret Lou Collins, to my director and producer, Jeff Deverett, and to our incredible cast and crew members, thank you for believing in me. And to my husband, my mom, and my daughter who supported me unconditionally, I love you. Thank you.
A lot of companies say they don't accept unsolicited material, but I still send it. I just try to make the subject line fun, like pandemic wedding film releases during lockdown, or Asian hate movie sparks global convo. Because let's be real, execs are super busy, and if the subject line doesn't pop, then no one cares. And when they do open it, I just try to be real, show the value, share the story. I like to think of it as giving helpfulness and not hype. As an indie filmmaker, we just really want to make beautiful things that connect with people. We've been so blessed to get our films on Amazon Prime, Apple TV, and Regal around the world. And we don't even have those big studios behind us. It's just us. We have the heart, the relationship, and a whole lot of let's figure it out. And honestly, that's just how we make these movies happen. This one's for every creator still sending that email. So keep going. You're only one subject line away.
What I miss?
What the heck?
These are the nominees for Best Picture.
Daydreamer by Yarrow Productions. Adjunct by Atlas Brave and Between Us Films.
I don't know if that makes sense or not.
I Break for Caterpillars by Ken Green and Jeffrey Lehman.
No!
Well, police no comes better.
God is Good by Deverett Media Group.
Do you want God's forgiveness over your part in the divorce?
Bloody Anniversary by Florenzano Films.
And the winner is
Adjunct by Atlas Brave and Between Us Films Productions.
Thank you so much for the honor of Best Narrative Feature Film at the San Diego Film Awards. It means so much to me. I actually made this movie here in San Diego, and I actually grew up here. So it's just a tremendous honor. A lot of my friends and family actually came out to help me make this, so it's just super special. And I'm really excited because the movie is going to be playing July 2025 at the Digital Gym here in San Diego, and then it's going to be nationwide in August of 2025. So I hope you all can get to watch Adjunct.
As a director, working on a film set could be such a cool experience, but that could kind of take a step back when you're working with your wife.
What do you mean by that?
Anyways, as you can see, the dynamic gets a little stressful.
Anyways, here are the nominees for Best Director.
Anthony Parisi for Ambush at St. Mary's.
Evangelical preacher. I was always listening.
Joseph Steve for Emerald City.
For someone who's been traveling a while, your tent looks really clean.
Chance Nicholas Soller for Linda Friend. Mateen Morrison for Patient Ready.
About an hour or so, you'll want to take it easy for about a week or two to recover.
And the winner is
Joseph Stife for Emerald City.
Thank you so much. Making this film in San Diego County was an incredible experience. A director is only as good as the people they collaborate with, and I was honored to work with an exceptional cast and crew, many of whom are nominated for awards this evening. I especially want to thank David for bringing all of us together with his beautiful story of longing, and to Havan and Alan for giving a human form to that longing. Thank you to Film Consortium San Diego for this honor.
Through the KPBS Explore local content project, we've been able to share so many local stories on a platform, our platform, whose mission it is to tell the stories of the San Diego region. I'm personally honored and proud to work with this filmmaking community and share the excitement and validation when we set a broadcast release date and the culmination of all their hard work is on display in prime time on Thursday nights on KPBS television. And now, the nominees for Best Feature Documentary.
Warrior's Journey, directed by Kyle Thomas Berquist.
An RPG detonated 20 feet from us.
Grunt, directed by Sean James Spencer.
Most people's concept or grasp of war is from a movie.
The Top Secret Story of Sako, produced by Rice Paddy Navy.
Actually invaded China in July of 1937.
Source, directed by Melissa Tittle.
Work on reconditioning the body to a new mind.
And the winner is Warrior's Journey, directed by Kyle Thomas Berquist.
On behalf of our entire team, thank you so much to the San Diego Film Consortium for this honor. Warrior's Journey was a film that was born out of a deep respect for those who served, those who are dealing with invisible wounds, and the strength it takes to keep going. So we share this honor with every veteran, every family, every soul that's still on their own journey. And we hope that this recognition can bring some awareness to this really important issue. Thank you so much.
Oh, Pacific Southwest Regional Emmy, here I come! No, man, no! They said I was crazy spending the last 50 years preparing and training for fruit warfare. Well, I hope you brought the basil, because you're about to get pesto.
Wait, you said fruit warfare? Tomatoes are vegetables! Ugh.
Actually, that's a common misconception. See, tomatoes.
Tonight, we got to celebrate the people who rarely get the spotlight.
Those who show up early, stay late, fix the broken, reshoot the reshoot, and then still have time to bring movie magic to life.
This night belongs to them. You're all winners in my book.
Oh, I thought that would be much bigger.
It's symbolic.
Of the budget.
Thank you for joining us for the 2025 San Diego Film Awards. If there's one thing that helps keep this whole thing going, it's you, the audience, the ones who keep showing up and pressing play.
And the actors, of course, who showed up too. Some were even on time.
We'll see you next time.
Assuming we survive the wrap party.
Support for this program comes from the KPBS Explore Local Content Fund, supporting new ideas and programs for San Diego.